I section or the wide flange section. Now for this particular wide flange section, there are two different R value. Okay, about this strong axis or this major axis, we will have a radius of gyration of higher value, correct? But about this weak axis or about this minor axis, we will have a radius of gyration of lower value, right? So when your column is buckling about this major axis or about this strong or about this x axis, you will have a higher R value. As a result, the KL by R is less and we will have a higher yield stress, right? As you can see, KL by R is less means higher yield stress. Okay, but if the column buckle about this minor axis or the weak axis or about the y axis, in that case the radius of gyration is low. Okay, and for the same effective length, as the R is low, now slenderness ratio is higher, right? And here you can see, as the slenderness ratio is higher, your yield stress is very much low, correct? So we cannot change this R, because for a particular I section or wide flange section, always we will have two different R value. One is high, another is low. So to maintain the same level of effective length by R ratio, what we can do? We can play with this effective length, right? So let's say initially when the column is buckling about the strong axis, the KL is L and the radius of gyration is R. Okay, but when it is buckling about the minor axis, let's say the effective length is L by 2 as well as the radius of gyration is R by 2. So we will have same L by R, but in this case, or when the column is buckling about the minor axis, what we have to do? We have to maintain the half length of the column. How that is possible? Let's understand that. Okay, so consider this particular steel structure. Okay, here the frame that is marked in red color is moment connected frame. Okay, and in moment connected frame, here you can see these are the flange and this is the base. The bolt has been placed outside of the flange. This is the flange, this is the flange, and of course when this column will buckle, it will buckle about the major axis. Okay, or you can see here the column will buckle like this. So if the total height of this column is L, we can assume that effective length KL is simply L. Okay, but as the radius of gyration about this major axis is high, okay, so KL by R is already less because the R is very high. Okay, so we don't need to play or we don't need to reduce this effective length anymore because the R is already high. Got the idea? Okay, now what about this braced connection? Okay, so previously it was moment connected frame, now it is a braced connection or a shear connected. If you do not know, please go to the playlist. There I have already made all the videos. You will have a clear idea. Okay, so about this braced connection, all the joints are pin joint or the shear connection. Now when this column will buckle, they will buckle like this. Okay, now the problem is here the radius of gyration is very low because the column is buckling about the minor axis. So to maintain a lesser value of slenderness ratio, what we can do? We can reduce this KL or the effective length. Why? The R is already less. If we reduce this KL or the effective length, in that case the slenderness ratio will be in a lower side and we can have a higher level of stress. So how we can reduce this effective length? Simply, as we have already provided the bracing, okay, simply put some strut like this. These struts are also pin connected, and once you have put all this strut to this braced bay, all this column will now buckle like this, correct, like this and like this. So now what is the value of this effective length? KL is simply L by 2. Got the idea? Now let's learn how we can assign them into our model.